All right, kids, listen up. My ultimate goal is to teach you how to find the area of a regular polygon. But in order to do that properly, I'm going to chunk certain lessons. And at the end, when we actually go to do the actual regular polygon area, we're going to put all these parts together. So part one of the things I need you to know. First of all, I'm going to remind you that a regular polygon is a polygon with all sides are equal, all angles are equal. So, if we take a look at a specific example, I want to start with this concept. I can find the measure of a central angle. I want to start with a central angle because that's paramount. So you take a regular polygon, it doesn't matter how many sides it's got. It could be this right here. I'm drawing, well, the best I can. This is a pentagon, 5-sided figure. Now keep in mind, all of the polygons I draw are going to be regular. That means all the sides are the same. So the purpose of this video, this little short video, is to teach you what a central angle is and how to find it. Well, first of all, if you put a point in the dead center of your polygon, that's called the center of the polygon. A line segment, and let me zoom in on this so you know. A line segment that connects the center to a vertex, that's called a radius. Now, if you connect the center to the consecutive radius, what you've done was you've created a central angle. The angle is created by a radius, and the center is the vertex. Now, the central angle, finding the measure of the central angle is so important and so valuable for so many lessons, not just this one. So now that you know that a central angle is created by a radius, and the center, I got news for you. Think about this. If I connect this if I connect the center to this vertex, and the center to this vertex, and the center to this vertex, I want you to know that because all of the sides are congruent, then all of these angles are congruent. That means this angle is congruent to this angle, which is congruent to this angle, which is congruent to this angle, which is congruent to this angle. All the angles are the same. Now, by showing these arcs, what shape did I just form? You guessed it, a circle. And how many degrees in a circle? Did you ever hear of turning a full circle 360 degrees? There's 360 degrees if you add up all these central angles. Now, how many central angles do we have? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 central angles. As a matter of fact, the number of central angles matches the number of sides. And like I said, since all these sides are congruent, then all the angles are congruent. So if you want to be able to, like the objective says, find the measure of a central angle. The measure of a central angle, that means the measure of a central angle simply equals 360 divided by n, and guess what? N is the number of angles. And the number of angles is the same as the number of sides. So if there's 5 sides, you got 5 central angles. So the formula for this measure of the central angle is 360 divided by n, where n equals the number of sides. So let's figure out what is the measure of the central angle in this pentagon. So the measure of the central angle equals 360 divided by 5. And how about 360 divided by 5 equals 72 degrees. Yay. That was a lesson on how to find the measure of the central angle. So let's try it one more time. Let's use a, how many sides do you want to have? Okay, fine, 8. So that would be an octagon. That's one side, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, everyone knows I can't draw. Oh, there it is. Sorry. I put the points there to just so you could distinguish all the sides. Now, if I show the center and I draw a radius here and a radius here, that is the central angle. Now, the shortcut was the measure of a central angle, which we said was formed by there's two radii, and the center equals 360 divided by n. Remember, oops, there it is. N equals the number of sides. So in our regular octagon, there's 8 sides. So how about the measure of this central angle equals 360 divided by 8. And so therefore, 360, I'm using my calculator, divided by 8 equals 45. Guess what? That's a 45-degree central angle. Now that's how you find a central angle. I want you to keep that in mind for the next mini lesson. Okay? So this is part 1, and I'm going to end that. How to find the measure of a central angle. 360 divided by n. Okay, and that is 45. In this case, this angle was 72. That was 72. That was 72. This angle's 72. It's very hard to see. This angle's 72, that angle's 72. So you could imagine each one of those central angles is 45. Like if I drew that, guess what that is? 45. If I drew that radius, that's 45. If I drew that radius, that's 45. That would be 45 degrees. That would be 45. That would be 45, and that's 45. Okay, I think you get the idea. Central angle, 360 divided by the number of sides. In that case, 45 for the octagon. All right, that is the end of that lesson. I want you to keep that in mind as we go through the next video in this series.